Adventurers Wanted Rebellion. My name is Leo. I'm going to be the games master for this next hour, for the last hour today. This is not technically a relaxed performance, but we do have a relaxed attitude to sound and movement from the audience for the benefit of people who would struggle to stay still or silent for an entire hour. The lights are going to stay exactly like this, and there should be some mood music as well as some sound effects from Wilhelm at the back, which get very involved in combat. Yes, because I've been so distracted every hour this morning, I've completely lost what the next bit of my script is. If you need anything, Naomi is just behind you there. She's our stage manager. Please do catch her attention. And if you would like to leave for a moment to take a breather, you can duck out the door that you came in. You'll just have to be readmitted by a sweet staff member to come back in when you're ready. So what is this? This is a tabletop role-playing game, which means that the four people on my left and right here play individual, unique characters in a fantasy setting. As the games master, I control the rest of the fantasy setting. So the allies that they rescue from weird orbs, the enemies that they fight to get to those weird orbs. We'll get there in a minute. To try and keep things fairly fair, we interact with one another using dice. The most common die that you'll hear us talking about is the D20, or icosahedron if you're feeling especially nerdy. High numbers tend to be better than low numbers. Anything above a 20 is really good. So, the story so far, 87 hours of backstory. I'll give you the salient points, shall I? The characters here were members of a rebellion. They threw off this cult, this imperial cult that had enslaved them and made them mine a mysterious ore for 5 years. This ore has sort of time-warping properties, as well as it being very explosive if it's tapped the wrong way. And this led to the destruction of their capital city. They kicked the imperial cult off of their planet in a war and decided to chase them down interdimensionally to make sure it never happened to anybody else. Again, this interdimensional chase took them via various places, including Whitechapel and Arthur's Seat, and led them eventually to the Nexus, which is this strange clockwork construct, huge piece of ore at its centre, this monolithic structure. They've been promised that they can get home, that there is a way of making a portal to get them home, but the person who can do it has been kidnapped by a large mechanical spider. And where we left off, the players are all on platforms leading up to where this spider has its nest and are looking to kill it to get their friend back. So, let's meet our players and their characters, starting on my right. Give us your name, your character's name, your pronouns, and give us a little bit about where they're at the moment.
My name's Dominic Allen. I'm playing Testus Wind Botherer, a human sorcerer who has harnessed the power of natural gas for magical ends. He is him, like me, and right now he's starting to regret ever climbing these platforms. Developing some mechanical arachnophobia.
Fair enough. Matt?
Hi, I'm Matt. I am playing Aircos, an elvish rogue, who is he, him, or whatever rolls off the tongue. He's been called worse. I suppose at the moment I'm rather in a similar situation to Mr. Windbrother, rather regretting being a part of such a confrontational campaign, naming no names.
Great. Dwarves. Now let's meet the dwarves.
I'm Emma. I'm playing Katzel, who is she, her, as am I. Katzel is a dwarven barbarian. She is currently on a platform hundreds of feet in the air in a rage, trying to get the mechanical spider to attack her.
Cool.
My name is Vivek, he, him pronouns. My character's name is Markson Ingot, also he, him pronouns. He joined this revolution because he was dispossessed from the fruit of his labor and wanted to overthrow the bourgeois oppression of the cult and establish rule of the proletariat and seize the means of production.
That's a script. He's said that exact thing every time he's introduced
Yeah.
himself.
I mean,
since the
it's
first
like
one.
it's the basic summary of the Communist Manifesto. So
Yeah.
and right now
Oh,
he is probably also in a rage, having just joined the fray here, realizing that the mechanized spider and automaton are responsible for the redundancy of labor and the further exploitation of the working class. So he is pissed off.
Cool. And it is Markson that we join as, in a rage, he runs into this large room which is filled with detritus. It's essentially a hoarder's clockwork heap. On his left, he can see there is a sorcerer, a human sorcerer, Testus Windbotherer, that you recognise, Testus Windbotherer, and two elves in these dusky yellow robes. You recognise those as one of the inhabitants of the Nexus. Between the three of them, they are all furiously ringing tiny bells, which is apparently something that's really important as far as you can see. For the audience, those bells are what are keeping the platforms in place in the puzzle that they solved last year. As you look up, Markson, you can see 700 feet above you, mechanically, 700 feet above you, there is a mechanical spider which has just fired a beam of force energy at one of your other allies, Catsel, but it seems to have missed it. No, it hit... Wait, hang on. There's two Catsels up there. One of them is now paralyzed in time, and the other one is still screaming in a rage that you feel. There are also two Aircosses standing up there. There seems to be something strange going on here because there's another Testus up there as well.
Am I the only one who doesn't have a twin?
And Testus hears you say that and turns around and goes, something to do with time.
I have no time for this. Okay, how do I get up to the spider? Are there any ladders or...?
So there's a series of platforms that are 60 feet apart that they've jumped up to get up to where they're at the moment.
Okay. 60 feet. Can I try to athletics my way up there?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an athletics check.
Not good. Wait, athletics is... Oh, wait, modified 20.
And you should get advantage on that because you're raging.
Modified 20.
Modified 20, yep. So you just bound, and you almost leap the full 60 feet for the first one, but you bound off of the wall and do a really stylish wall jump onto the first platform. And for cheating's sake, I'm going to say that with your dash you get to the next one, and next round with your full movement you'll have joined the battle.
Are there any sort of mooks I can hit while I'm doing this?
Mooks.
Yeah.
No, you'll have to keep your rage up somehow.
Okay, I'm gonna punch myself in the face.
Take 1 point of damage. Well, actually, what's your strength modifier?
+5.
So technically, it would be 2 points of damage as you smack yourself in the face to keep your rage up and your anger. No, 5 half to 2. Yeah. I know what I'm about. I try to know what I'm about. Catsel.
Do you need a hug?
I do. Catsel, your past self has just been frozen in place.
One admiring glance.
Yep.
Where is it?
So ahead of you, it is floating in the air currently. Not it, but the sphere.
Does it look like it's going to jump at?
Yes, it does. It looks like it's going to jump at you.
If I hold, will I still be able to do both attacks?
Yeah.
One attack
It is one attack action. I'm going to say yes. Why not?
Hold.
I don't know what the ruling is on that technically, but we'll look it up later.
That's fine by me.
Yep.
I'll hold my attack to go for it when it gets there.
Okay, you can see that it's about to spring at you, and you're there going, come on, let's finish what we started earlier.
Let's do it. Come on.
Ekos.
Well, given that my attempt at hiding didn't really go tremendously well, I'm going to draw my bow and have a go at him.
Okay, you brush the cogs
remaining
off of you. There are technically 2 Ekoses.
Oh yes.
So if you would like to roll 4 attacks,
Okay.
you get 2 attacks as are you a ranger or a rogue?
Rogue.
Right. Okay, so you get to roll 2 attacks, but only one of them will be a sneak attack.
Okay.
Wait, but then...
Oh no, actually, there's no sneak attacks at all.
But then if one of the Aircos is engaging the thing, the other one would that would be engaged with someone else, so the other aircraft can get sneak attack.
But they're both ranged.
Okay.
They're both ranged, so.
Sorry, I'm rolling an attack roll.
Yep.
So that's a 12.
Correct. So your arrow flies up towards it and just pings off of the sphere nearby, missing.
And second air course.
Second air course, past air course. Always declare which air course.
That's also a 12.
That's also a 12. It's not surprising. You're the same person after all.
Yeah.
And the arrow, in fact, the arrows both meet each other at their intended point and bounce off into nothingness.
Can we both
Cunningly hide, yeah. Declare which. Go on.
Do I get to roll a save for passive stuff?
You do. Okay.
Wait, so you're keeping the dice in the dice tray, but you're rolling outside?
Yeah, I know. It makes no sense.
Matt, stealth checks.
That's a 17
Okay.
for current.
Current, and then past.
And past 17.
Okay.
I'm nothing if not consistent.
The two of you fade back into the cogs and just hope that you're not going to be seen. Cool. That brings us to Testus. There's only one of you up here, I'm afraid.
That's right.
There's one of you downstairs.
What's my line of sight in this thing? Has it merged from its hiding?
It has like you can see where it is because it's just fired a big beam of energy at one of your allies. Quite impressive, actually.
When you say it's mechanical, is it sort of got exposed cogs and things that are making it move?
From the battle earlier, yes.
In that case,
In fact, you can see there's a plate of armour at the back there that has pulled up, and you can see the inner workings of it.
good. So I'm going to aim for that. I'm going to spread my hands, and with a rumble of stomach, I cast Cone of Cold.
It's a little bit far away from Cone of Cold at the moment,
How far away?
but you can hold Cone of Cold for when it's because, like, as that's essentially what
Oh well, in that case,
What
I
Emma's
might just need. How far away is it?
it's about 200 feet at the moment.
Oh right. Okay. Ooh, then I'm really good. Oh wait. No, I'm really going to reach it. In that case,
Lightning bolt
Would it? No, that says 100 feet.
does it?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I shall cast instead.
I mean, you can hold Cone of Cold for when it gets into
All right, yeah, I'll do
range
that.
if you want. I'm not.
You don't want to be.
I'm not.
Moody about it.
Yeah, I'm
But,
not that much of a dick.
Okay. I'll wait for it.
Okay, wait for it. So it springs and it almost looks majestic as it leaps through the air. 8 sort of claws splaying out, ready for its landing. It's going to land very there's not much room on this platform. It's going to land in the midst of you, and then that'll be it'll get 2 attacks on the 2 of you, but I'm going to say as you get within range, you can fire off your attacks. So Cone of Cold is a dex saving throw from me, is it?
It doesn't say.
I think it's a dex saving throw from me.
I'm going reckless on both.
Thank you. I mean, I pass either way. If it's a Constitution, it's 23. So, half damage, I think. 8d8.
28 and let's do 18.
18 will miss. So as it leaps into sight of you, you swing your hammer back round, and then you come for the second attack, but the momentum of it landing in the same space of you just sort of knocks you off a little bit. But you can roll damage for one attack.
11.
11. Which damage did it do? And the Cone of Cold?
So that was 37 in total. So
Half. Okay, half 37. So, oh geez, 13? No, not 13, 18. Sorry, yeah, thank you. Would you like to narrate your Cone of Cold?
that's the sound it makes.
Strangely like bottles falling into a bin.
Those are the icicles.
Yeah, exactly. Icicles form and break and create glass-like sounds as this ice storm just spreads across the bottom of the thing.
Does it slow it down in any way?
No. It's mid-leap, and I rolled a natural 20 for the leap. So it lands on the two of you, and it's going to get one attack on each of you.
Oh.
That's a 21.
Yep.
And against you, Testus, that's a 16.
Yeah, that's
So as it lands, both of
wearing
you...
a robe.
Yeah. As it lands, each of you takes 15 points of damage, slashing, so that's 7 halved for the barbarian. That was half his remaining hit points, so he's now on like 14.
I really
Yeah.
feel like we should have brought a healer on this adventure. I mean,
Should have,
just
shouldn't you?
saying, Just saying.
Would have been good. There we go.
Well,
You live and
you're
learn.
the one who generated a new character today.
You die and learn.
I had to use one of the ones they already had.
And as it lands, it watches this majestic barbarian leaping up towards it, and it opens its mouth, and a beam of red energy shoots out towards you. That's a dexterity saving throw, which
With
you
the
get
damn
advantage on, because you are in a rage and a barbarian.
18.
18 is enough, yeah. So you take half of 27 damage.
Okay, is that halved again for my rage?
Is that halved again for your rage? No, it's not, because it's force damage.
Yeah, but
Okay.
as a
You
to-
only
as
take
a totem
psychic.
of the bear.
Psychic's the only one you don't resist.
Yeah.
Oh, psychic's the only. So you resist force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yeah. Okay.
Wait,
that's
can I
13.
add
It's
the
halved
15
again.
I should have had earlier?
Yeah. You can. I'm not. Yeah. It's a difficult fight, so I'm not gonna.
Right.
And then, as a bonus action, it casts Misty Step. So you can see this sort of these cogs. It looks like it would be web, but it's like wires and strings sort of engulf it, and it disappears and appears on the fourth platform away from you, below you, but in the way of Markson as he leaps up the side.
If Testus down below spots this, no one's on that platform, can you just stop bringing them back?
Roll an intelligence saving throw. It's an intelligence check, sorry.
That's, that's 17.
I will allow you to do that when we get to Testus's turn. Yeah. So that brings us to Markson
Okay, so
as it appears on the fourth platform ahead of you.
I still need to leap up to get to the.
Yeah. So roll your athletics check with advantage.
Natural 20.
Yeah. Okay. We're just going to say that you get all the way to this. Would you like to narrate how you?
This was my roll, by the way.
It was a natural 20 and a natural 1. So if he didn't have the advantage.
Always good.
Yeah, would you like to narrate how you how that natural 20 appears to everyone else?
Yeah. So while all of this is happening, I'm sort of parkouring my way up, bouncing off a wall, getting on the platform, taking a run up. I got hit, and so that made my rage even worse. I was really pissed. I leapt up again, and then I was just a little short of the next platform, so I brought out my massive warhammer and swung it around me to generate more momentum force. Leap up, get myself on, plant my axe, and then use the axe as leverage to climb myself on. Am I on the platform?
You're on the platform with it, yeah.
Right. So now I get up there, and that's my action for the turn. So
Yeah, I did say last time that you can use your full movement and would get you there.
Oh, that's
and you
my
rolled a
movement.
natural 20, so I'm going to give you one attack.
fair enough. So I'm there, and then I'm just gonna rush at it with my massive warhammer and make a reckless attack.
Smack it over the head, yeah, reckless.
When you have a hammer this big, every problem looks like a nail.
Hey, there we go.
That's
Who said
a
that?
modified 28.
Yes, that'll hit. 28 will hit.
Okay, so that's a D10 plus 5 damage.
Yep. Is plus 3 for your rage.
Oh, excellent.
So D10 plus 8.
And that is 12 damage.
Okay. Nice. As the hammer comes down, leaving a significant dent, almost parallel to where the dent that Catsell left it in the first hour of this little adventure. That's your turn, Markson. So Aircos. Oh no, Catsell. Sorry.
Yeah. I want to jump onto it.
Okay. And past Catsell, you might as well just roll a con save for her quickly.
23. 21.
21 is enough as she...
Is that the end of her turn?
That's the end of her turn. That's the end of her turn. So.
So I'm going to jump. So
Yeah, athletics check.
19.
19 is enough, yeah, easy. You catapult yourself over the distance and jump down onto the thing. It was established earlier that Catzel's rage comes from a bored, from not wanting to be bored, essentially.
2 attacks, reckless. both
Okay.
reckless. That's 28 and 24.
Both hit. Yeah, you usually do have 2 attacks,
Yeah.
but because of your... Maths.
Thanks, that's helping. 32.
32 damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, how is the reckless? So you have 2 attacks.
Yep.
And
They can get advantage.
You get advantage on the attack, but then if I
they
attack
get
you,
advantage,
I get
yeah, but then
advantage
it
on
says
you.
when you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly. So
Oh yeah, so the first... Yeah, so it would be the first one, so...
I think it's that you have to declare it on the first one, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, I think it doesn't
I
matter.
only
It doesn't
know
matter.
from
We'll
watching
just
Critical
smash the
Role
damn
that that's what
thing.
they did.
we'll say that you can do it on all of them for now. Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise,
So
it's quite a high cost. For
yeah,
not
it
a
is.
lot.
You just land on the back of this thing and start going to town on the metal plates, dents emerging all over the place as we turn to the 2 Aircossi.
Sorry.
Ekis? Episodes?
The same to you, sir. Given that we're fairly hidden on the 5th platform at the moment,
Yep.
I'm hoping we can sneak attack.
One of you can sneak attack.
One of us can
Yeah,
sneak attack.
because otherwise that's a critical sneak attack every turn. So yes, no, I am making that call.
Okay. And how does that work?
Roll to attack, and then if you hit, you get 5d6 extra
I see.
damage.
Okay. So, present air cost then is going to sneak.
Okay.
That's 14.
14 will not hit, no. As you release your arrow again, and you're just not finding a good purchase on its armor. Arrows are not great against this thing, apparently.
In which case, if this thing has jumped out, have I seen this loose armor at the back?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Can I jump down and try and
Is
sword
this
and dagger it?
past Aircos?
Well, now that the sneak is out of the way, we can both sort of.
So with your movement, yes, but
Yes.
but present Aircos won't have an attack.
It
So
won't have
past
an attack.
Aircos can
Oh, I
attack.
thought that was a bone. Oh, okay.
No, that's your attack. That adds on
is
to your
the-
attack.
I
Yeah.
see. I see. In which case, we'll both leap down
Yep.
and past air.
Acrobatics checks from both of you. Declare who it's for first.
This is for present.
Okay.
God damn, 8.
8.
Can I borrow the 20?
Which one you want?
That one, thank you.
And past Aircos. Oh no.
12.
12. Okay, well you needed 10. So
past
past
Aircos
Aircos
made
makes it and still has an attack, but present Aircos falls a couple of 100 feet. Thank you, Wilhelm. So it's a d6 for every 10 feet.
Oh, so 6d10.
So
6s.
10. No, I'm just gonna very quickly, instead of rolling it, I'm going to do the maths in my clever calculator. You take 42 points of damage as you plummet to the bottom of this.
I have 33.
Okay, so you're unconscious. Testus behind you. One of the Aircosses has just fallen to the floor, splatted, and is unconscious. Not dead. Yes, if it was past Aircos, that would have been worse.
Yes.
So roll an attack with past Aircos.
I'm probably going to go with daggers.
Okay, cool. 2 daggers.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You don't have 2 weapon fighting as far as I'm aware, so the rules for this is the first one is as written, and the second one you don't get the bonuses.
Don't get the plus. Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Sorry, this got real noodly. So that's 22 for the first one, right?
An 8.
20.
So 20.
20, so yeah, that'll hit.
Do I roll damage for that now?
Yeah, sure, if you want.
5.
Should say D4.
Does he get sneak
Oh,
attack as we're next
1d4.
to it?
See, like
Yeah,
this
no,
starts
fair,
getting
yeah, fair.
really powerful.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, so a D4 plus the
D4 and 4.
plus 4, yeah.
Nice.
8.
8. Considering I'm making up these time traveling rules on the fly, I'm gonna make a ruling. Okay.
And second dagger, no advantage.
No advantages, yeah. Crit fail. Roll dexterity saving throw.
Dex I can do something with, right? So that's 17.
17. Okay.
It's a 50.
So if you stab the second dagger in, so the first dagger pulls a couple of cogs out with it, and emboldened, you stab the second dagger in, and the cogs almost pull it into the machine with you, and you manage to just sort of slip it out of the way again and retain your dagger despite rolling a critical failure.
Thank you.
That's all right. Right. Cool. Testus. One of you downstairs has just seen that happen, and one of you upstairs is now looking down 60 feet away. Your 3 or 2 barbarian friends and 1 rogue are in combat with the thing.
Okay. I'm a bit worried that Testus on the ground floor might be about to watch his own death.
Which one's on the ground?
Present.
Past is on the floor, present is upstairs.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it was the other way around because we
For
said
Aircos, it's the other way around. For Testus.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
keeping track, don't worry.
It's all very wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I'm going to... Oh, the Testus on the floor.
Yeah.
In this... there's nothing to do except for break his fall with my own body. I can't see.
And thereby stop ringing some of the bells.
Yeah, no, I
You're
won't do that.
furiously still ringing bells.
I'll just go. Oh dear. Okay. But upstairs, I shall. I don't want to hurt anyone else. Everyone else is quite close to it, right?
Yes.
But it's more than 5 feet wide, isn't it?
It is technically a large creature, so it's about 12 foot long.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
As you're looking, it does start. It's looking pretty upset at this point. It's not looking good.
Okay, I shall lightning bolt it.
Okay, cool.
Stand aside! I kind of told you'll all get hit.
Didn't even ask if you were going to hit any of us.
Well,
It
he
definitely
did.
won't. It definitely won't. Cone of cold woods, but
Let's just get
Lightning bolt.
what. Let's just get a dexterity. I'm going to say let's get a sleight of hand check from Testus.
magic. Magic.
His arms, not his hands.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've passed the dex saving throw myself.
18.
Okay, yeah, so from the elevated position, Testus manages to angle the lightning bolt so it doesn't hit any of his allies. How does your lightning bolt appear?
Please say unlimited power.
Sorry?
Please say unlimited power.
Unlimited power! Like all my spells, it starts with an unpleasant rumbling in the guts.
Of course.
And then slowly the vibrations pass into my arms and lightning falls out of my hands.
I rolled a 27 on the dex saving throw. So half of 8d6. Here's a couple of d6.
There's 5.
There's 5 right there.
6, 7. I mean, was it 8?
Sorry, Matt. That's live on the internet. It's a good job we've known each other 15 years, isn't it?
Quite the introduction. Well, we know that about one another.
23! Woo!
It's not even knowing that about one another. You know
Which
that
is
about
just
me.
one below the average, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But it's half of that, right?
So it's... Oh, yeah, it's half.
Half of that. Is that
Actually,
the-
1, I think that was... I don't know whose that was.
Just put them to one side and I'll pick them up later.
Yeah, I only gave you 2. Right, okay, it is starting to look really shaky. It looks like this thing's about to fall apart. As we move back to the top of the round, it's going to get one more round off at you. So we're going to have... You're not hidden.
I didn't hide at the end of my...
We're going to have one... We're going to have a force beam at Aircos as it turns its head, as it skittles around in place and opens its mouth. Can I get a dex saving throw from you and a leg attack each of you? 17
Yeah.
and 21.
Technically, it's with advantage though. If you want to see.
Oh, it is with advantage. Thank you. It does crit on Markson, so you know
I'm really sorry.
he can thank you for that. So you take 15 damage, half to 7, whereas Markson, you take 30 damage, half to 15, as these legs start to rip across your flesh. What happened to the force beam?
I rolled a 2 on my dex saving throw.
Ooh.
But you do take half.
I do take half damage
Because
when I fail.
Because you're going to use evasion. Okay, fantastic. So you still take... So past Aircos,
Which still had 33
okay,
before the fall.
takes 27 force damage, halved because of your evasion. Okay?
So it's under
14.
14.
As this
9,
beam
9.
starts to really burn. However, downstairs, present Aircos fails a death saving throw.
Oh no.
Okay.
Wait, how do...
Oh no.
Because that damage has travelled down the timeline and has now also
right,
affected
yes.
Aircos
Yeah.
downstairs. Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. That's its turn. Oh no, it could... No, I'm not going to be a git. I was going to say I could Misty Step again, but I'm not going to. Why don't we go to... Who is it? Markson.
Two reckless attacks then?
Okay.
15 plus 9.
Oh, I was going to say 15 doesn't hit, but yeah, 24 will,
24
yeah.
and 17.
17 misses.
Okay.
So one hit as you come in again with your warhammer, just aiming at the legs this time, trying to take them out at the hinge.
And plus 8, 9 damage.
9 damage. It's not down yet. It's very close. It's got like that much left. Look at you grinning!
There are 2 of me.
There are 2 of you.
She's gonna rage.
Okay.
So we're now both raging.
Okay. Go on.
Do you want me to do one set with reckless and one without?
It's up to you. I mean, she's up on the other platform.
She's gonna jump across.
Okay, so roll the athletics or acrobatics for her, depending on what you
Like
want.
18 is nice.
18, yeah, easily just drifts across the gap, making it look really, really... What? Go on. Like,
She just
give us something nice and narrative, because there's 2 of you.
she swings the warhammer back. We catch each other's eyes, and we're both like, "Yeah, this is cool." And she jumps across.
Or what if like she comes running and then one of them gives
No,
her
we don't.
leg
No,
up
we
and-
don't touch each other.
Okay.
No,
We
do
do
not.
that.
No.
And then 4 attacks.
4 attacks as you both. I'll narratively say either side of the head,
Bang! And in time. Bang! 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 Bang!
like a cuckoo clock kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely. Go on.
19.
19.
Oh, sorry, no, that's 20 actually.
I was going to say, so 20 just hits.
Okay.
It's got a very strong armor class.
That's a natural 20.
Natural. Okay. Yeah, I mean, do you want to do the maths, or
That's 21.
do you want to do the maths, or shall I just call it here, Emma?
The third one didn't. I mean, can I roll the critical?
Yeah, you can roll the critical.
How do you?
I don't want to take this away from you. Definitely.
How does the critical work?
Oh!
So they'll all be. She rolls it all twice.
Okay.
No, you roll it 3 times.
Because you have the.
Because you've got brutal
yeah,
critical.
I've done it.
Yeah.
And I counted it and I've lost count. 32 for that one.
32 for that one attack. It had 11 health. What? How much? Like, do you want to roll the other attacks? Just so you can...
It's another 27.
Okay, so one cat cell does over 50 damage in one round. The other cat cell is just there helping as you back and forth between the two of you
Just laughing, both laughing.
crush this thing's head. The one gem shatters, the others all start popping out where its eyes were, and like cars after they've gone through junkyard manglers. That's what its head is at the end, and it's just a compacted piece of metal. It falls apart, crumples into itself, its spider legs underneath it. It is very much dead.
She doesn't notice at all because they're both in
They both just They start when they're finished with the head. They start in on the body, just like hammering away. Markson, do you join in?
I mean, I'm there. I'm already hitting with a hammer.
Why not, comrade?
While I'm doing that, I'm just saying the only solution to mental anguish is physical pain.
Down below, Aircos, can I get a death saving throw from you, please? If this is a critical one, Aircos dies.
17.
Okay, so that's a pass. So downstairs, past Testus, looks over the shoulder, and Aircos is looking really bad, but not on death's door, as it were. Coughing up blood, yeah.
Panic, ring.
But why I throw to past Testus is because this is what's happening. The sphere begins to crumble. It starts like rain. 1 cog, 2, 3, and then suddenly a very large piece of metal smash next to Aircos's head. Goodness me, that was close. And as you look up, you can see the entire thing is about to fall from the sky with copper in it. Aircos will be crushed if you do nothing. You're ringing bells 1 and 2, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
No, that I think the record will show.
Okay, good. In that case, I'll just go and grab it, my nose.
Sure. Can I get an athletics check as you try and sprint over and drag him out of the way?
Did I
Come on,
sprint,
sorcerer.
or did I...
Somersault.
I don't know.
I somersault.
You do a backwards combat roll out of the bells.
You and me both, buddy. You're a man after my own heart.
I'm going to pick him up as I cartwheel across.
No, I'm not! Oh dear.
That's a critical
I twist
failure.
my ankle and fall over.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
Is there anything anyone else can do? What about the Nerisar? Do you want the Nerisagas to stop playing the bells?
Not the one that's on 4 and 5.
Because that's going to drop all of you.
Can is there any chance of us noticing?
I mean, the 3 of you are in a rage.
Yeah,
What about other Testus? Has he got anything that can help here?
I think the only thing I could... I've got hold monster, but that won't work on holding cogs and things.
No.
Unless I...
What about other air costs as well?
Unless I thunder wave across the falling debris to blow it out of the way, which would work for a bit.
I mean, that'll be real difficult, but you can roll for that. Air costs, have you got an idea?
I noticed that this shit is landing on me, right? I'm not too busy.
Yeah, you notice down below
robbing all the gems
this
and
stuff
shit.
is landing on past you, and
On
future you,
yeah,
as far
from
as you're
my
concerned,
perspective.
and also down below on past Testus, and indeed as one of these things sort of bounces off of past Testus' head, current Testus, you can feel a cut sort of open on your forehead, and you're watching this damage happen to you in the past.
Alternative idea to the...
What if both the
Testes.
What if both the testes thunder wave the thing together? So wouldn't that make them twice as effective?
Yeah, well, that's one idea.
my alternative idea is upstairs Testus can thunder step down.
Yes, that
Is
will
it
do
like-
damage to these guys, but yes.
Do it.
Oh, will it though? Because that's only within 10 feet.
Yes, they're
Oh, then
within...
what?
Do it. We're fine.
Oh no, because you're on the
Yeah,
5th
yeah.
platform. Sorry, yes, no, you can do
Oh,
that.
great. So I'm gonna thunder step down to save.
Aircos. Past Aircos, did past Aircos have a plan?
Not really. just to sort of flap about a bit.
Okay. Past Aircos panics,
Which platform is he on? The third?
watching his own death. Fourth.
Fourth.
You're on the
even
fourth.
further. Yeah, no, there's nothing.
You're there with the crazy dwarves.
Yeah. As they rage and smash in this body, you're just there like, oh dear, oh no! Looking down over. Meanwhile, there is an almighty crack of thunder as, and indeed cogs go flying, as Testus, as future or present Testus, depending on your perspective, thunder steps down to the bottom of the basin. How far does thunder step send you?
It just says within range.
That's all right. The SM's looking it up.
To an unoccupied space you can see within range.
Because I have a horrible feeling it's like a Misty Step, but with damage. 90 feet,
dear.
so you can get like maybe a third of the way down with one. I mean, that'll send you 100 feet.
Yeah.
You're 300 feet in the air at the 5th platform.
Right, okay.
Maybe the thunder waves are the best way to go.
Probably.
Okay, roll your 2d10s. Because everybody's had an action, I need another death saving throw from present Aircos.
5.
That's a failure. Present Aircos, you can start to literally see a bright light somewhere between golden and green that's calling you out of your body and to the rest of the universe. What did you roll?
3 and a 1.
D20s, because this
sorry.
is a skill check. We're going to make
sorry.
so what I want you to do. No, sorry, I wasn't clear. So roll your spell attack modifier to these.
Just on the 1.
No, if both of them are doing
both
it,
of them are doing
well, it's up to you. Or both of them.
yeah. So one's rolled a 10, and the other one's rolled a
21.
21. Okay, so a 3 and 1. So you do manage to what? So as you can see the cogs falling past you, Testus, upstairs Testus, thunder waves and gets some of it out of the way as the rest of the thing just all begins to fall on itself. Testus downstairs gets some of it out of the way. He has half his movement. You have one last chance to drag you and Aircos
do it.
with downstairs Testus, past Testus.
I've got to try,
You've got to try.
so I'll do it.
Roll your. This would be athletics because you're pulling him.
That is a 12.
12. Okay. So what we're going to say is you get yourself clear and you're dragging Aircos and you almost get there, but the weight of the sphere just lands on Aircos' legs, breaking them. Even if he was still alive, breaking his legs apart, which would be a death fail. And as you're holding him in your arms, you can see the breath just stops, and his eyes go dim, and there's a horrendous scream from Aircos upstairs, who can't see what's going on. Matt, would you like to narrate some thoughts for us at this stage? Aircos downstairs in the present is dead. What is their last thoughts? What are their last feelings as they're leaving their body and rejoining the collective consciousness of the universe?
I suppose he's just hoping for a comprehensive bookcase. Can I leave? I don't know what. I don't want to take anything with me.
No.
Can all the weaponry that he carries fall from him?
Sure.
I mean, sword belt comes off somehow. I don't know if you can narrate that, allow that to happen.
Sure. Yeah. No. The
In
cogs.
a
The cogs
physical
just
world,
cut
you
the
know,
belt off, and the sword falls away.
The bowstring snaps.
The bowstring snaps, and the weapons that he never enjoyed using, the combat that he never really wanted to be a part of, has cost his life. and he leaves them behind as his soul leaves his body. But this is even weirder. This is even more ethereal, because there's also past Airkos, who is watching all of this happen below him.
Is he aware of how much time he might have?
Maybe
10 minutes?
10 to 15 minutes?
Can he fall?
Fall.
Can he take it all off?
Yeah.
Just fall.
And the barbarians probably don't even notice as Airkos unbuckles his sword, throws his bow to the floor, and just lets gravity take him. And he falls limply through the air and embraces the end that he knows is only minutes away. And as Airkos' crumpled body becomes lifeless, Copper, the objective that you came here to rescue after all, rolls out of the detritus, somewhat battered, somewhat bruised, but saved by the masses of armour that they have. And on that is where we have to leave today's Adventurers Wanted. But man, that was pretty heavy. Thank you very much for coming. If you did enjoy the show, please do tell everybody about it. Everyone on your social medias. We're Adventurers Wanted. We're live on Twitch, just behind you at the moment. And on Twitter, we're at Adventurers250. We have 12 hours left of this plot. If you do want to see where it goes, feel free to come back. Join us again. Otherwise, you can catch up on Twitch or indeed on Twitter, because Naomi has been live streaming all of that as we go. Yeah, we also have a Patreon page. If you're watching us out there on the interwebs and would like to support us like these lovely people in the room have, then please do feel free, find your way over to that. We do this every month in London, and we also have free play events to try and bring this emotionally heart-wrenching hobby to new people. It's a fun game, guys. It's a fun game.
I wasn't actually in combat.
I forgot even to narrate what was going on with Ethan. I'm sorry.
No, that's totally I'm not here, I'm gone.
Just before we leave, let's hand over to our players to give them an opportunity to plug what they're doing elsewhere in the Fringe. Dom, while Matt has a chance to collect himself, would you like to start?
Sure thing. I'm doing a show called Providence, The Shadow of a Lovecraft. It is a horror comedy biography of the grandfather of modern American horror, H.P. Lovecraft. It's funny and it's terrifying, and it's on at 5 o'clock at Assembly Room's front room on George Street. We've only got 3 shows left, so get your tickets while you can.
One of the things I would say about it is how astounding it is you're able to change the atmosphere like that. Like, you are laughing and then suddenly there's a jump scare and it's like, whoa, what just happened? It's great. Matt?
I'm involved in a new musical called My Left Right Foot the Musical. We play the Assembly Roxy every day at 6:10. We are a sellout run, which we're very grateful for, but you can get to any Assembly box office at about 10:04, and hope for on the day releases, comebacks, industry, turn downs, whatever else. Yeah, and look out for Future Life because it's going to be amazing.
Great. Emma?
So I play with Adventurers in London, so Owen, our monthly game, and also about to start a live play podcast of Curse of Strahd. So if you're interested, follow me on Twitter. I'm Rashid.
And Vivek.
Right, so I'm a member of GEAS, the Grand Edinburgh Adventuring Society. They're the Edinburgh University Role-Playing Game Society. Look them up. They do fantastic role-playing games around the year. They're also open to non-students, so yeah, feel free to come along. The other thing is my more mundane day job is that I'm a PhD student in English literature, and to make it less mundane, I'm currently designing a tabletop role-playing game to disseminate research into environmental ethics from my PhD thesis. So I've got a website for that now, which is vsnt.uk/rpg. That's Victor Sierra November Tango.uk/rpg. And I'm going to be posting any updates there on developing this project further and how and why I'm doing this to develop a game to communicate environmental ethics.
Cool.
So yeah.
Last thing I need to do is please show your appreciation for the excellent performances that these wonderful players gave us there just today. Thank you so much, guys, for dealing with my ridiculous temporal nonsense. And we hope to see you again.